Liebe Leute, womöglich steht uns ein Militärputsch ins Haus. Wir werden sehen, wir werden sehen. Der Generalstab hat uns verurteilt und scheint sich zu weigern, Befehle entgegenzunehmen. Es gibt ein neues Briefing. Construction Issues. Ja, irgendwas musste ja sein, ne? Irgendwas ist mit dem Bau der Autobahn nicht in Ordnung. The H3 highway construction created a second opportunity to visit the seaside town of Lencourt, known for its salmon. Thousands of people from the city were employed for construction work by the new highway project, but the main purpose of our visit was to resolve the strike that began to endanger the deadline. The mayor welcomed us at his own mansion and took us on a brief tour in the city. We gathered at the city hall. Simon looked a little worried, but Liliers were dead serious. There also was a message of support from the mayor of Avery, Eric Neal, who was grateful for the H3 investments. After dinner we moved to a meeting room. Simon began. Taurus Holding has reached out to us and requested more funds. As per the report, they have sent to finish the highway on time. They realized more capital is necessary due to the new labor laws. We scheduled the construction to finish sooner, but Taurus Holding might miss their target with the current trajectory. This is unacceptable. I should have known that a cheaper offer wasn't technically possible. We wouldn't have this issue if you decided to go with SSC instead of Taurus. Now they are requesting more funds to be able to cover the increased costs. If we don't provide, we could face a delay, which would endanger our reputation. Ja. Sollen wir noch mehr Budget ausgeben? Eigentlich nicht. Also ich meine, das ist halt deren Problem, ne? Aber es war doch... Das Briefing war doch aber, dass sie sich an das Arbeitsrecht halten würden und sowieso Großteil der MitarbeiterInnen Mitglied in der Dingens sind, in der Gewerkschaft. Dann brauchen sie dann trotzdem mehr Geld. Why do they need extra money? They need it for unforeseen expenses that came from the new workers' rights bill. A couple shipment companies they had contract with also increased costs on necessary materials. The state must have more control over these construction projects. For the next project we should appoint a direct manager from the cabinet. One thing is for certain, our administration must avoid working with Taurus in the future and opt for safe choices like SSC. Ja, im Grunde ist mir das eigentlich auch lieber. Ich hätte aber gerne sozusagen das als ein Impulsprojekt gesehen, SSC zu reformieren, ja. Dass die sehen, dass sie ihre Prozesse optimieren müssen und neues Material brauchen. Underhaul could be a partner, nein. SSC is a better option indeed. Und was passiert dann? Why even involve outsiders when we have our own corporation to get things done? Will we sink more money into this or let them figure it out? What is your decision? Oh. Ja, aber unterm Strich ist es doch immer noch weniger als... Oder? Nee. SSC wollte von Anfang an 2 Budgetpunkte haben. Und die wollten es für einen machen und die brauchen jetzt einen zweiten. Es wird den Handel verstärken in der Region. Also ich gebe denen nochmal Geld. As you wish, I will allocate the funding to Taurus Holding. First, they fail to do their job properly, then they get the money. Ridiculous. Regardless, the decision is made. Well then, thank you for coming. Thank you, everyone. Ja, das Budget lässt nach, aber wir haben einen neuen Fortschritt beim Highway. Na, mal sehen. Ich hoffe, das spült uns wieder ein bisschen Geld zurück ins Budget, wenn hier der Landweg gestärkt ist nach Anjulia. So, Lakehaven Report. Young Swords members arrested and face terrorism charges. 6 terrorists from Young Swords plotting to bomb a rally were caught by Lakehaven police. The perpetrators confessed to their plans and said they did it in response to the ban. Ja, das habe ich ja erwartet. They have each been convicted and sentenced to 154 years in prison for planning a terrorist attack on the people of Sordland and for treason against Sordland. 150 Jahre Gefängnis. Ja, moin. Changes to the tax system. Da wollten die Wirtschaftsmuckel ja, dass wir die Firmen entlasten. We were at the top floor of the Business Council building, which had a great view of the beautiful Lakehaven. I looked outside from the tall glass windows. The Markian Sea stretched as far as the eye could see and was dotted with many ships towards the horizon. They were mostly cargo ships carrying precious goods in and out of Sordland. Tracing back the path of the ships, I looked at the harbor. Lakehaven was home to one of the largest harbors in the entire continent. Many dockyard workers were loading or unloading the containers. Work never stopped here. The door opened. Simon, Michael, and Edith entered the meeting room. Mr. President, so nice to see you again. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Simon put down his bag on the table and started collecting his documents while the others slowly took their seats. Mr. President, before we start, I would like to mention some rumors that I heard. Workers' Rights Act did not sit well with many business holders, especially the first section about the minimum wages. I've heard the same. This has caused these businesses to lose millions of rents just overnight. Unfortunately, especially during the recession. Aber. Gerade habe ich noch eine Nachricht bekommen, dass die Wirtschaft wieder boomt. Oder zumindest die Rezession zurückgeht. Yeah, what is unfortunate was that this bill was enacted this late. Neither of them responded. Simon waited patiently. Once everyone was ready, he adjusted his glasses. First of all, I would like to thank everyone here for their work on our tax system reform. We all know how complicated our current system is, and this work wouldn't be possible without you. He turned to me. The ultimate goal here is to end the recession. Before we move ahead and start formulating a plan, we need you to determine our direction, Mr. President. We have a few possibilities as a result of the work we've done so far. We can increase, maintain, or decrease the taxes for large corporations. I believe some of us in the room have a few strong opinions about this. In parallel, we can increase, maintain, or decrease the taxes for small and medium businesses. Let's start with the large corporations. What is the outcome if we increase the taxes for large corporations? Simply put, if we increase the taxes, we will have more government budget to spend, which may come in handy. On the other hand, it's not directly helping us revitalize the economy. Our government is already in debt. This might be a way to get out of that debt. I do believe, sagt Edith, there is one way to get out of recession. It is through the trade and the economic contribution of large corporations. Increasing their taxes will turn them on you, aber das sind sie sowieso schon. I will go a step further, like Mikhail. Increasing their taxes will have disastrous results, and it will make you an enemy of them. Trust me, Mr. President, nobody wants to make an enemy of them. It goes both ways, of course. Ja, ich glaube, wir können direkt die Entscheidung treffen. Ich bin dafür, die Großunternehmen zu besteuern, natürlich. Brauchen wir auch gar nicht nachfragen. Na gut, wir fragen mal. I don't think we can do anything, although I would have preferred a decrease. It doesn't seem to be the best option. Our international trade is driven mostly by the products of these corporations. They are the backbone of our economy. Exactly, an increase should be out of the question. These companies are the backbone of our economy and our way out of the recession. Tja, Leute, wisst ihr was? We will increase the taxes for large corporations, balance it with decrease for small businesses. So sieht's aus. Wir besteuern die Großunternehmen stärker und entlasten die kleinen und mittelständischen. We are making a mistake. This is going to have outrageous effects down the road. The President has made a choice. Well then, I've taken a note of our action and will put it to implementation as soon as possible. We will be giving people some relief by enacting tax breaks for small and medium businesses. And there will be an increase for large corporation taxes, which will help us sustain our balance. Simon organized a stack of papers he had in front and placed them back into his briefcase. Well then, thank you everyone. That will be all for today. Thanks, Simon. They left the meeting room. I decided to stay a bit longer. I went by the windows again and kept watching the sea in silence for some more time. Small businesses are growing. So, tax increase for large corporations has been increased to 45 from 35%. Nicht so schlimm, oder? Thanks to our tax breaks, many small businesses are opening and growing, providing jobs. Due to our tax increase on large corporations are downsizing and leaving a large number of citizens unemployed. Also, 10% mehr Steuern kann euch jetzt nicht das Genick brechen. In order to end the recession, the administration has announced new changes to the tax system. As per the information provided by the Ministry of Economy, the new changes include a tax cut of 10%, bringing the total to 25% for small and medium-sized corporations. Hurrah! The Torren Hill School wins award. The national school rankings have announced the results for the 1955 School Metrics. Surprisingly, wir sind schon in 55? Surprisingly, in the category of primary and secondary education, the Torren Hill School has surpassed all others with the highest average results achieved in the student performance disciplines, facilities, hygiene, and staff happiness categories. The NSR committee gave an award to the principal. Education experts believe that the principal and the head teachers excel in taking responsibility for their duties, which led to better performance in many aspects. Upon closer inspection, the Lakehaven Times editorial team found out about how much delegation occurred in the staff that even included diligent teenagers to improve and maintain the operations of the school. Aha. Weiß nicht, was ich davon halten soll. Die Rote Jugend ruft nach Frieden. Earlier today, Johann Gasmick, one of the leaders of the Red Youth, spoke to the public and condemned the opportunistic looting and violence taking place in cities across Sordland, saying it is not being done in the name of Bernard Sirkas. He denied terrorist allegations and condemned the attacks, saying that Red Youth has no connection to the violence. He accused the police of trying to sway the public opinion against socialism and legal millennialist groups such as the Red Youth. Some people are trying to incite violence and take away the meaning of these peaceful protests, said Gasmick. Warning the protesters about inside people trying to exploit the situation. He also called for peace, saying that the justified and meaningful protests have already lost their course and started benefiting a select group of people. Das ist interessant. Johann, zudem gibt es kein Bild. Ein sordisch-kommunistischer Revolutionär mit agnosordischem Hintergrund. Er ist der Gründer der... wie lange Wie alt ist denn der? Wie kann er noch Mitglied der Roten Jugend sein? Oder überhaupt deren Vorsitzender, wenn er der Gründer der Roten Jugend ist? 1927 gegründet. And joined the armed resistance against General Lutheran's military takeover. He admired the guerrilla fighters in Rica who fought against colonization and created a strategy of armed guerrilla warfare to achieve what he called the People's Revolution. He suspected to be the person who devised the plan to assassinate General Lutheran. The attempt failed. The attempt failed when Lutheran soldiers confronted the group and all of the activists were killed. He is suspected to be with the group, but managed to escape. Rieche ich eine Verschwörung? He continued his political life in the struggle for the unification of Sordlands socialist movement und arbeitet mit Dennis Stahler zusammen. Politischer politischer Theoretiker heißt es im Deutschen. Und Politiker, der Vorsitzender der kommunistischen Partei ist. Stahler became an exponent of communist ideas during the studies in the University of Helm in Weichsland. He joined the Communist Party and faced prosecution under General Lutheran. Spielt es überhaupt? 11. Okay. Because of his political theories on communism and physical resemblance to Emmerich Hegel, he was given the nickname Sordisch Hegel. Stahler co-founded the CPS. Das ist doch das Bündnis, ne? Ach nee, das ist die kommunistische Partei. Klar. Wie heißt denn noch das Bündnis? Mal sehen. With a group of other socialist politicians and political theorists. He wrote a manifesto titled Sordisch Socialism, which caused a split within the party between the followers of Stahler's Sordisch Socialists and the Millennialists. He invited the famous poet Bernhard Sirkas to join the party, but was rejected. So, The Economists. Large corporation tax increase are uncalled for. According to the information we have received, the administration has decided to increase the taxes for large corporations by 10% to a total of staggering 45%. This comes as a part of the tax reforms to stop the recession. We have shown our analysis of the current economic situation many times, and the result is clear. Large corporations bring in more money into Sordland, and they are the reason the recession is not worse than it already is. This move serves only to weaken the backbone of our economy. We can't help but question President Rayne's real intentions with this decision. Und der Konflikt zwischen Wählen und Lesbia bzw. Acacia geht weiter. Smolok droht mit... Ach nee, da geht es gar nicht darum. Da geht es gar nicht darum. Da geht es um die Bludish Freedom Front. He threatens new military incursions. Victor Smolok has threatened to launch military operations in northern Wählen, close to the borders of Sordland and Lesbia, against the Bludish rebel group, the Bludish Freedom Front, which Wroclawitz considers to be a terrorist organization. Smolok müsste da, glaube ich, stehen, ne? Okay. Weil Wroclawitz ist ja wohl der Ort. In a television interview, the curry support for the next month's referendum to extend his presidential powers, Smolak announced that the military is preparing a new internal operation with possible cross-border implications. Observers point out that a tough stance against the BFF, which is fighting for minority rights, plays well with Geschicke nationalists. Smolak has pledged to eradicate the Blödisch group in Welt, the Democracy Party of Welt, and the militant organizations, the Blödisch Freedom Front, which is known to operate both in Welt and Sordland extensively. Such operations are fraught with military risk and the possibility of further exacerbating already tense relations among neighbors, particularly with Sordland due to the large number of Blödisch minority living close to the border, as well as the Acacia-backed Lesbia. Despite such risks, some analysts don't rule out such a military operation. Oha, die nächste militärische Gefahr kommt womöglich aus dem Westen, aus Welt. So, es gibt auch eine Meldung aus Rayne. Visit and inspection of schools. Okay. As part of the planned program, we arrived in Rayne to visit a middle school. The prestigious Torren Hill School was situated close to the suburbs, just outside of the city center. The building was flanked by two hills, each beautifully dotted with shrubs and flowers. Lucian, Chiara and I got out of our cars and met at the entrance. Our presence had not gone unnoticed. Apart from our guards, there were at least 10 reporters following us around. That must be the principal, right this way, sir. The principal was a man of short stature with a bushy mustache and a pair of glasses. Wo sind denn seine glasses? He approached us quickly, but was stopped by the security guards. They started patting him down and searched him. Lassen Sie ihn durch. Mr. President, such an honor to meet you. Shake his hand. Welcome to our humble school. It's good to be here. Excellent, you must be Mr. Galate. It's a pleasure to meet you. And Miss Walder, so good of you to come all the way out here. Thank you. The school's motto was inscribed on the wall in giant letters. Instreten sis anginikar af gerenia, int olla almerk voltene int olla mexis. Education is the premise of progress in all societies and all families. Yeah. He walked through the gates. There were many students lined up in front of the stairs to the main building. The school band started playing as we entered. All of the students immediately snapped to attention and turned to me. Bitte was? Looks more like a military institution. Ja, das glaube ich aber auch. Exactly. That's what we pride ourselves on. Discipline has the utmost importance in our school. We need educated people, not soldiers. On that we are aligned. I can assure you that our students are very well educated. In fact, our school is one of the top 10 middle schools in all of Sordland. Now we will watch the students take their daily student oath. Bitte was? Was ist das für eine Schule? A boy and a girl went up to the stage and grabbed their microphones. The students turned to them. I am a sword. My strength lies in my blood. I will respect our honorable elders. I will protect the young. My life belongs to Sordland now, and it will belong to it forever. I will always follow the guiding light of Colonel Soul and the great swords. Amogna Vescore Vegnen sis da. Alter Schwede, die sind ja richtig solistisch durchdrungen hier. Ist ja krass. Einmal die Woche Training mit K74 im Klassenraum, ja. Ist ja widerlich. Weil die Kinder können halt nichts dafür. Also klatschen werden wir schon mal nicht. Wir können ihnen zunicken. Oder wir machen nichts. Words to remember. What? No one even remembers it after they graduate. If you wish to follow me, we will take a look at one of our classrooms. Through the hallways, we made our way to classroom 7A. As soon as I entered, the whole classroom rose up and snapped to attention. Sit down, please. The students sat down. The same boy and girl walked up to us. These are our top students and our top class. This here is my son. Ja, natürlich. The boy came before me and saluted me like a military officer. Tell Mr. President what you want to be. Mr. President, I want to be a general, sir. I am ready to sacrifice myself for my country and you, sir. Oh God. Oh. I will do whatever I can to not let that happen. Was bringen Sie den Schülern hier bei? The principal looked extremely surprised. Was it not to your liking? I'm so sorry, Mr. President. The cameras flashed. This is simply ridiculous. You are raising soldiers here, not students. I'm so sorry. I will immediately perform disciplinary actions. Ja, gegen sich selbst oder was? How about you, young lady? What do you think about this? She's our top student in this school. Her excellent grades are to... I didn't ask you. She bent down and gently addressed the young student. What do you think about your school? Just between us girls. I'm sick I'm sick of having to knit and sew while the boys learn science and chemistry. I'm smarter than all of them. Why do I have to take these stupid handcraft classes? Shh. Do you know who you are talking? Shut up, let her speak. Kiara's presence had emboldened the girl. She went on. My math and reading scores are the best in the school, but they won't let me take the classes I want just because I'm a girl. I want to be a scientist, not some soldier's wife. Yeah. Knitting and sewing are important skills for a woman. God. I applaud your determination. Nein. You will make the necessary changes at once. Das ist ein Befehl. As you wish, at once. I will personally check back and ensure that the changes are made. Yes, sir. The cameras flashed once again. I looked around the classroom and saw a large portrait of Colonel Soul. Take that down. But sir, that's a portrait of Colonel Soul. We can't just take it down. Lucian, do it. Lucian took the frame down and gave it to the principal. Even the reporters looked confused for a minute before taking many photos of the portrait being taken down. Kiara was smiling when she realized I was looking at her. She nodded. Well then. Unfortunately, we are almost out of time. We have other meetings to attend today. Thank you for the warm welcome. Mr. President, Lucian, please go ahead. I would like to speak with the girl alone. Very well. Thank you for visiting our school, sir. Come on, class. 1, 2. All students in the classroom yelled, but the boy whom I met was the loudest. Amok novis Chore! Ja, will ich den jetzt das erwidern? Oh Gott. Der Sieg wird kommen, heißt das doch, ne? Nee, also denen sage ich das aber nicht. After another round of photos, we departed. Aha, da gibt es direkt auch ein Briefing zur Reform des Schulwesens. Aber wir schauen erstmal die Nachrichten. President visits school in Lyron. A middle school in Lyron received a special visit from President Rayne and Minister of Education, Mrs. Walder. Students and staff at Torrin High School, one of the 5 most prestigious schools in East Sordland, welcomed the special visitors on Thursday morning. President Rayne had expressed his wish to visit the successful Torrin High School and spend the morning talking with staff and students, joining in with lessons and hosting questions and answers sessions, with the students. Through this visit, Torrin Hill is delighted to have had an opportunity to represent the fantastic job that all staff members have been doing. Assembly talks about prayer language. Today, Kesaro Kibbener, the leader of the NFP, has proposed the Sordish Prayer Language Act to the Assembly. The proposed bill aims to standardize the language of prayer to Sordish in the entire Sordland. Prayer language has always been a controversial topic, as most of the religious ceremonies in the Bergia regions where most of the Bludish population resides conduct their prayers in Bludish. The proposal has caused heated discussions between the Bludish members of parliament and the NFP, resulting in Mansun Leke, the leader of the independent members of parliament, leaving the assembly in protest. Da ist es. Rayne brings So's portrait down. During a school visit in Lyron, President Rayne was captured on cameras asking the school staff to bring Takin So's portraits down. The event sparked controversy and raised questions about the president's intentions. The highly prestigious school of Torrin Hill has been one of the best education centers for pre-high school education in Sordland, yet, according to the reports from the visit, President Rayne was not fond of the quality and the content of the education in the facilities. President Rayne ordered Takin So's portraits to be brought down from the walls of the school, increasing the doubts about his loyalty to his party and its founder. Many nationalists and moderates, many of which also voted for Rayne, have raised their concerns about President Rayne's actions and criticized him for trying to erase So's identity. Okay, member of assembly arrested. Michael Mussolina, oder Mussolini wahrscheinlich. A member of parliament from National Front Party was arrested on Tuesday for supporting the Young Swords organization and aiding terrorism. At least 2 other NFP members were also detained, lawyers said, in a major escalation of the government's crackdown on its opponents in the wake of the murder of Bernard Sirkas. Raids also took place in the cities of Jen and Ellery. The raids took place against a backdrop of rising criticism over the government's purge, which also saw the issuing of arrest warrants against 2 editors of Household Post, who were known to be supporters of the Young Sword organization. Mal von der Übermilitarisierung der Schule abgesehen, so langsam brauchen wir einen defensiven Verbündeten. Ja. Die Frage ist, ob das, Agnolia das unbedingt sein kann. Ich meine, dieser Konflikt mit Weichsland, der verschärft sich ja auch, ne? Aber wollen wir uns Weichsland und der Union da anschließen? Ich weiß es nicht. So, wer hat hier noch was geschrieben? Glaube ich hier, ja. The Radical. President Rayne, the USP and the Colonel. On Friday morning, President Rayne and Education Minister Walder visited a middle school in Lyron. Known to be a proudly Solis establishment, Torren Hill School is one of the most popular middle schools in Sordland. During the visit, the president was seen speaking with the pupils and school staff before he ordered the removal of Takinsol's portrait from the building. The reasoning behind this controversial and brave move still stands as an unknown, but it will surely create problems for President Rayne with his old party. This event might have very well been just for show or a sign that there are widening cracks between President Rayne and the USP. Or is this a sign that the USP is finally feeling the pressure and opting for a change in their values? Whatever the case might be, the foundations of the USP and the cult figure of Takinsol seems to be losing its strength. Nun denn, als nächstes steht das Briefing zur Bildungsreform an.